Whew, I can do this. What's going on, everyone, and welcome to WreckTalk. This is the video I didn't want to make. We all know what the atmosphere of college football has been ever since Texas and Oklahoma announced they were leaving the Big 12. And really, ever since I started the channel, I was like, I don't know what the longevity of it's going to be because I don't know what's going to happen in the ACC. I looked at what happened with Southern Cal and UCLA, the destruction of the Pac-12, all the absolute juggernaut legal experts on Twitter, what they've been saying about Florida State and Clemson and the legalese, all the TV market experts that also tend to hang out on Twitter. And people probably don't know this. I've really kept this close to the vest. And if you know me, outside of YouTube, I'm a pretty close to the vest guy. Like that Abernathy cat from Catch Me If You Can, I've been studying to take the bar. And I passed the bar about a year ago and really worked on becoming a legal expert. I also have enrolled into some online courses to become an accountant. And I've had a contract lawyer that has been mentoring me through all of this, so that I could become well equipped to be like all the YouTubers I see on YouTube, and also be a legal expert, and be like all the people I see on Twitter, and be not only a legal expert but a financial expert too, a marketing expert. And it's drained my bank account, but I think it's going to pay dividends. I also went to journalism school, so I'd learned the ins and outs of journalism. And I have absolutely, like, it almost makes me sick to say. And like I said, I didn't want to make the video, and I'm super serial about all of this. Smoking gun evidence that the ACC is already dead. Not that it's going to be dead. Not that at some date in the future it implodes. It's dead now. I have a primary source, someone who's super credible and super serially definitely exists. It's definitely not something made up in my head, like my uncle told me at Thanksgiving last year. Clemson and Florida State are out of the ACC. And the details of this are going to shock you. Not only are they already out of the ACC, they've been scrimmaging with Big 12 or Big 10 and SEC teams. One, we'll do another video. One's going to the SEC, one's going to the Big 10. They've already been scrimmaging and practicing with those teams, super legitimate. And not only are they already out, the ACC has actually caved in to the just absolute legal pressure from these teams. Not only do they not have to pay an exit fee, I know it's wild. The ACC is going to pay them what their exit fee would have been, just as we're really sorry that we put you through all of this. So it's over. I'm sure the other teams are to follow. North Carolina and Virginia, this person is saying 95% likely to follow, and they're definitely going to be ultra successful in football, playing in those conferences. So, let me know what you guys think. Now, is that not basically every video that's been put out on conference realignment since the beginning of conference realignment being a major thing on YouTube? All these idiots telling you they know. Florida State fans were telling us last August. Oh, I forget the date. Let's just say it was August 24th. Hey, man, August 24th, I'm telling you, super serious, super serial. We're going to be out of the conference. That didn't happen. So then what do? They just moved the goalpost on you. In the last video I did about this, when I said this is like a cult, I didn't know how accurate that was. It's just like one of these cults, like the was it David Koresh and all these guys. Oh, the world is going to end at this date, and then it doesn't end. They're like, oh, well, we must have miscalculated. We had some information wrong. Not all of it's wrong. Now it's going to be this date. That's exactly like what these guys are doing. And before you type it out, let me go ahead and tell you. I know what you're going to say. Well, you're a Georgia Tech fan. Your team sucks. You're just worried about getting relegated. Let's say I am worried about getting relegated for one, but let's say everything that you're about to type is true about my team. at the end of the day, it's just a red herring. Doesn't speak to the truth or validity of what you're claiming about the death of the ACC. Has zero, makes me think of that scene in The Big Short, zero to do with it. What you think about Georgia Tech has zero to do with whether you're leaving the ACC or not. Okay? There's people saying that the ACC, is just going to work with them, and they're going to pay a greatly reduced buyout. Why? Why would the ACC just roll over and participate in their own demise? The ACC is going to fight this as hard as they can, and I have seen that. I guess the Florida attorney governor has levied another lawsuit. Whatever. The ACC might collapse. Okay, it might. But all of you idiots saying, there's Florida State fans that think now, after they were wrong about them being out before the first game last year, there's Florida State fans saying they're going to be out before they get to Ireland. Wake up. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid. There's no basis in reality to hold that opinion. And you couldn't even convince them that it's an opinion. Shout out and rest in peace to Golden Blue Dude. The dude would be killing it right now. The dude might be one of the biggest creators in college football right now, if he was still around. And, I only got to meet the guy once. I met him at the Slob Olympics last year. Super cool dude. Rest in peace. Hope the absolute best for his family. I'll tell you what he never did, though. He, number one, would name a source if he had one. Like one of them was one from like a swimming magazine or something. But he'd tell you where he's getting his information from. He had, enough wherewithal to not pretend like he had some secret special knowledge that the rest of us don't have and not name it. And pretty much from his video, he talked about the very things. He wasn't presenting like this like it was absolutely going to happen. Now, I'm going to read some video titles from one channel. And first, let me say, I actually like what this person does outside of conference realignment. I think they know college football. They do a great job reporting on their team. And you can look up the video titles and figure it out. If that person watches this, it's not me hating on you. I'm just more familiar with your channel. It's on my radar right now. But you're not doing anything any different than any of these other channels do. And I haven't been doing YouTube that long, like a year and a half, 2 years now. But I know how it works. How it works is the best way to get someone to click on your video is to title it something like this. You won't believe what Mike Norvell said behind closed doors to donors. It's a shocker. All right. Title it that without actually having that knowledge. That's the name of the game of YouTube. You can have a very successful channel doing things like this. So let me just read over approximately the last month the video titles of this channel. ACC collapse, Magnificent Seven returns from the dead. All right. If this happens, the ACC is dead. The date ACC haters need to know. So just rinse and repeat. It's like a cycle. Hey, we tried this stupid game last year with predicting a date. Let's just do it again. Hey, we're going to be out before the first game. ACC teams are in serious trouble, and then name them: Miami, Louisville, Virginia Tech, Pitt, Virginia Duke. How these ACC teams could crash the SEC or Big Ten. And this is the really annoying thing about this, is it's being talked about as if it's already happened. Is it a Kenny Rogers song? You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em. You got to fold this stuff. Like I've done maybe 3 conference realignment videos. I've said everything I needed to say. What's the other part of that song? You never count your money while you're sitting at the table. That's what they're doing. Oh, we're all just acting like this has already happened. There's a current lawsuit and another one from this attorney general from Florida. And all these dummies and idiots on Twitter and Facebook are talking like they know some of the most, archaic, complicated contract law. If it was so clear-cut that it wouldn't be litigating like this. right? You don't know. You don't know. Next one, ACC bombshell. Every team preparing for the biggest firestorm ever. Next, ACC on the brink of massive collapse. Next, the ACC is in serious trouble. Finally, breaking, the ACC on the verge of complete collapse. So even within the videos, it's just a cycle. Complete collapse, teams in trouble, what teams could do if once they definitely get to the next place, and then, again, serious collapse, these teams in trouble. The one that probably irritated me the most was this. From the same ACC shocker, Big 12 insider leaks team landing spots. Now, let me ask you this, just the average viewer. Isn't the implication of a title like that you have, like, very credible firsthand information? Like, you have someone who works at the conference office, a coach, an AD, someone like that that's saying, hey, the ACC is going to collapse, and these are the teams we're getting. You know what happens if you watch the video? It's just some jackass that covers the Big 12 giving his opinion on what teams will go where. And so I have to sit back and ask, like, what world are we in? What world is this? And that's why I've done this with this video. I clickbaited the hell out of this to prove a point. This has gotten to a silly point. Why not just step back? I know this is a novel idea for college football. Can we talk about college football? Can we just talk about college football? Like, usually we talk about recruiting in the offseason and stuff. And I'll even wave a white flag and say, let's all get crazy, into the portal. Crazy portal recruiting, whatever. Anything but just speculation on opinion of conference realignment. You don't know. You don't know. And I don't think there isn't a path forward for the ACC, even if those two teams lead. I'll probably be another video I do. And the other thing is, I think the ACC might just have to weather a storm. I do think there's a bubble in college football viewership, revenue, all of it. I tell you what I know. I know a lot of math, and whenever you see a trend that just does this, that is not going to continue forever. The same thing happened in 2008. Housing prices just kept shooting up, and everyone was like, oh, we just keep refinancing our houses, taking more loans out on our houses, refinancing, taking another loan out. This has to continue forever, doesn't it? No, you get 2008. So this isn't sustainable. And I have a feeling at some point it's going to level off or start crashing back down, and we might get a little bit of a return to normalcy with things. Again, the point is, you don't know. Stop pretending like you have some special knowledge that you don't have. And what are you going to do when you kick off in Ireland and you're still in the ACC? Because what these people do, they're like gambling addicts. Ignore all your losses. Ignore all your misses. They're like gambling addicts or psychics. And, I don't know what to tell you if you believe psychics are real. They're not. A psychic will just throw out, oh, is it an M? I'm getting an M name or an N name. Is it a Mary? You have a Mary, living or dead? It's on your mother's side, father's, it's on your mother's side. You're supplying them with all the information, and they're throwing out hundreds of different guesses and making you forget about their misses. That's all this is. It's a big trick. It's a psychic Barnum Bailey circus trick that they're trying to mask the fact that they don't know. So let me know what you guys think. I don't think this is as dire as being reported, and I've changed my opinion since the last video I did on it. What I do know is nothing major is, like, no team's leaving this year. Can we just accept that? Like, can we just all agree on that? That seems like the most no-brainer thing ever. Can we just agree no one's leaving right now? I know for a fact no one's leaving before the season, and no one's leaving during the season either. Let me know what you guys think. Am I just, a salty old Georgia Tech fan that doesn't know anything? Let me know in the comments. See you guys next time.